So last time we had discussed was around question 10. You able to see my screen now or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. Hold on, hold on. Let me just bring up my screen, entire share. Okay. Is this visible now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay. So I'll just drag these down as well. Okay, so last time what we had discussed was more towards question 10. Okay, and that's where we left off. So let's now move on to question 11. Okay,
Sure.
there we go.
So you're leading a change management project. The HR director is a high power, high interest stakeholder, but has missed the last three steering committee meetings and does not respond to emails, approval requests. The project cannot proceed without her sign off. What should you do? Proceed with the project plan, documenting her absence as asset approval to maintain the schedule, escalate the issue to the project sponsor, reporting the risk that the HR director is blocking progress, engage in MBWA management by walking around, visit her office personally to ask for a brief check and to understand her constraints, downgrade her to high power, low interest in the stakeholder register since she's not engaging. No. Answer D. D not an answer for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Before understanding, I cannot take any action.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, C seems to be an answer because if she's not responding to any of the emails, it is better to go and check in person. If something is not correct,
Mm-hmm.
what is blocking her to send the approval? I mean, approve it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Escalate, not a solution to this. A, proceed with the project plan. I cannot proceed if she is a important stakeholder for me. I cannot just proceed. I have to discuss first. C is the answer for me.
Absolutely. Okay. So a couple of things that you have understood over here, right? And let's talk about those keywords as well, right? The project cannot proceed without her, right? So saying that I'm going to downgrade her and forget about it, completely ruled out. We simply can't do that, right? So this gets completely ruled out like this. Now saying that downgrade and proceed is wrong. Similarly, proceed with her absence is also wrong. Okay. Now only two answers are very close. Okay, which is where we are. Okay. Now what is being said over here is does not. Sorry, not this one. Okay. So what is being said over here is does not respond to the emails, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So have you tried meeting her? Okay. Now let's just say if we have tried meeting her and still not there, then you're gonna go with the escalation point, right?
Yes.
Okay. But okay, fine. Email is not there. Have you tried meeting her? Okay. Fine. After meeting, then we can decide around okay what we need to do. Okay.
Right.
So
Yes.
yeah, so with that lens, when you look into it, right? Okay, the answer is C.
C.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Let's
Yes.
move on to the next one. 12.
During a user acceptance test, the client rejects a deliverable, stating it does not meet their needs. Okay. The team argues that they built exactly what was written in the requirement specifications. What is the most likely root cause of this failure? A. The team failed to perform adequate quality control before UAT. Okay. The project manager failed to manage the gulf of evaluation by not using prototypes or iterative reviews to build shared understanding early on. The client is engaging in scope creep and should be referred to the change control board. The requirements documentation was not detailed enough. Okay. What is the most likely root cause of this failure? The, the client rejects a deliverable, stating it does not meet their needs. The team argues that they built exactly what is there in the requirement specification. Oh, tricky one.
Mhm. Start thinking about what things you can immediately eliminate basis the questions. Okay. Look at the question again and then start thinking about which are the things which you can easily eliminate. Okay.
And- Okay. Root cause. See, root cause. C is not a root cause. C is the outcome. So
Mm-hmm.
C can be ruled out. The client is engaging in scope creep and should be
Mm-hmm.
referred to the change control flow. D, the requirements documentation was not detailed enough, but the developer said that it was developed as per the requirement document. D
Mm-hmm.
also not an answer.
Mm-hmm.
He failed to perform adequate quality control. So let's say before giving a delivery, we do a round of QC. So if the QC team would have found this error, they would have informed the developer there and then and got it resolved. A seems an answer to me. And B, the project manager failed to manage the Gulf of evaluation. No, here the manager is not doing the actual work. It is a team doing the work, right? So I'm not sure between A and B, but A seems more apt as an answer.
Okay. Now let's understand what does a QC actually do. What, according to you, does a QC do?
It's kind of a quality check whether the
Mm-hmm.
deliverable meets all the quality standards. If not, it is it bug free or not?
Bug free or not?
Yes.
Meets the quality standards, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So two high level things, and let's keep it at that. Does the QC focus around requirements, specifications? Has an angle to it, okay? But let's say what is the team saying over here, right? Let's understand what the team is saying. Okay, the team is saying one thing very clearly. Team argues that they built, right,
Mhm.
exactly what was written in the requirement specification. Okay,
Okay.
that's what the team is saying.
Hmm.
So is there a problem with the so is there a problem with the quality here? Let's understand that.
No, not exactly. No. Quality is nowhere hinted here. I mean, there's no hint about the quality.
So
It's more on a
what is he saying over here? What is the client saying? Rejects the deliverable, stating it does not meet their needs.
okay,
Am I right?
right.
So now you got two options over here. Okay, let's spend a minute on it. So one is purely focused on quality, and the other one, okay, is talking primarily around scoping.
Right, right, right.
Okay, now has the client said that the quality that there are bugs and I'm not happy with the with what has been outputted?
No.
Okay, so now what we are saying is what the client has asked versus what the team has understood. There's a difference in that. Isn't that what the question is hinting?
Right.
Okay, once again, right, have a look onto this, and I'm just gonna get rid of all these things. Okay, so what is happening here? Client rejecting, doesn't meet the request.
Hmm.
Team saying
Hmm.
built exactly what was written.
Right.
So the focus is on client says you didn't deliver what I asked for. Team says we delivered exactly what you asked for. You see the difference now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that is where, sorry, that is where the answer is B.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
B.
that difference between what the client has asked for, okay, versus what the team has understood, okay, that is called as the gulf of evaluation. Okay, so the question over here was on the scope part of it. Got it? Not on the
Okay.
quality.
Right.
Okay, and that's what I'm explaining over here, right? Is checked against the specs. QC is checked against the specs. If the team has
Ah,
built to the specs, but the
right.
client hates it,
Right.
Okay, QSU would have passed. The issue is validation right product, not verification product built right. You got it
Right.
right.
Not the issue is validation, right product, not
Hmm.
verification. Right. Verification is about like it's like a QC. There's no
Yes,
problem there. Problems with the validation. Right.
exactly, exactly.
Okay. Okay. But
Oh, mm-hmm.
uh, I'm not sure if the project manager does the prototypes because
No, 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 no. So, what is the project manager focusing on here? Okay, so let's also understand, right? The project manager failed to manage the gulf of evaluation. Project manager does help on the scoping part of it, right? If
yes,
if we remember that correctly,
yes.
project manager does that, no? So
Hmm.
so that is what we are saying over here. Exactly, that's what we are asking. The focus is primarily there is a gap in the scoping.
Hmm. Right.
That's what we are addressing.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
it says fail to manage. Does it say fail to develop? No, right?
Way to manage. Right.
So hence, when you look into it, this is your right answer.
Okay.
Okay, correct.
Understood. Yes. Yes.
So remember, QC is only checking against the checklist, right? That
Hmm.
whether we have done it as per correct certification or not. Gulf of evaluation is primarily talking about the scoping. Okay. In this case, the scoping is primarily focused around client needs.
Hmm.
Okay. That is where the difference comes in.
Understood.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's fine. That's why we are having these kind of questions in there, right? Okay. And obviously when you look into the study hall and other resources, you will have bit more clarity coming in there. Okay. So don't worry about it. Okay. Let's now move on to question 13.
Your team is a split between New York and Bangalore. The New York team complains that the Bangalore team ignores their emails.
Mm-hmm.
The Bangalore team complains that the New York team makes decisions during the day that force rework the next morning. Tension is high. What is the best structural fix? Implement or follow the Sun model, where distinct modules are owned entirely by one location to minimize dependencies. Require the Bangalore team to shift their hours to overlap 4 hours with New York. Not a good choice. C. Establish a golden hour overlap in the team charter for synchronous meetings and use a digital Kanban board for asynchronous transparency. D. Appoint a liaison in New York to manage all communications to Bangalore. No. C seems to be a good fit here because, see, in B, we are asking the Bangalore team to overlap by 4 hours, which is not good, you know, only for the Bangalore team to
Mm-hmm.
compromise and, do that shift. C, we are asking both the teams to connect 1 hour, which is like an overlap. What is my understanding? 1
Mm-hmm.
hour extra, which is an overlap, which will help Team A, Bangalore, to give the updates to Team B, which is New York, and accordingly they can connect and meet those
Mm-hmm.
gaps, and
Mm-hmm.
accordingly they can work. C is a good answer.
Okay. Why not D?
Appoint a liaison in New York to manage all communications to Bangalore. It's
Mm-hmm.
like adding a cost to my current project.
Okay, so this is where I want you to broaden your thought process, because if you're going to be constantly hinged around the concept of cost, not in this question, but in future questions, right, wherein the cost is imperative, you will have to spend cost. You might actually end up choosing the wrong answer. Okay, here, what I would suggest is rather than focusing on, okay, cost, think about it, right? Isn't this kind of delegation? He's saying, not my problem. Let's appoint someone who can manage this. Isn't
His
that
guilt
what it
is what?
feels like?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Isn't that what it's so when you're thinking through the answers, right? Think about, am I passing the buck? Okay. Even before you think about cost, am I passing the buck? Okay.
Hmm.
Which is why this goes out. Don't think about the
The
cost and
cost.
other things, because if
Under-
let's say there was a thing around cost also over here. Okay. Let's say I put a statement over here. Yes, we have unlimited budget. Okay. Does that mean that I need to appoint a liaison? Not necessarily. Okay. So passing the buck is never the right thing to do. Okay. Next one.
Understood.
Why not A?
Implement a follow the sun model where distinct modules are owned entirely. So this will create dependency. This is what I am trying to understand. This answer says that few models will be handled by Bangalore and few of them by New York. So they will work in silos. Uh, uh, there will be no bridging the gap between both the teams.
So stick on to the last statement that you mentioned, right? What we have got over here is a problem. Okay.
Right.
You got a problem. Sorry, you got a problem wherein there are two teams who keep on complaining about each other. Okay.
Mhm.
By doing this, you're minimizing the interaction between them. Are you actually resolving their complaints? Some of them, yes, but you're further kind of putting them apart.
Understood.
Okay. So hence, yes, in certain cases, in operational cases, this might work, but in the project cases, this is not. Okay. So yes, so that way is the answer C is correct. Okay. You're trying to kind of build up a communication with them, a connection hour with them, and you're looking at a team agreement as well. So you're kind of bringing those people together. Okay. You're bringing
Yes.
transparency, and you're hoping that things will kind of work out by doing this. Got it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So don't just see, look at, right, while valid it creates silos. We cannot keep on having silos, right?
No, we can't.
Okay. So that's the reason behind it. So see, just
Understood.
understand, right? While you might choose the right answer, you understand why you did not select a wrong answer as well. Okay, because sometimes in the exam you might come across a situation wherein there would be two answers who are that close that you'll not be able to pick up the one that we had just the question before, right? Okay.
Correct.
So let's now move on to the next one. 14.
Yeah. So the team established a ground rule. All code must be reviewed within 24 hours. A senior developer, Jim, consistently ignores this, saying his coding time is too valuable for reviews. Okay. The team is frustrated but afraid to confront him. What should the PM do? Okay. So ground rule is that everything must be reviewed within 24
Mm-hmm.
hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now Jim ignores this, saying he doesn't have time for this.
Doesn't
Team is
matter. Jim ignores it.
Jim
Okay.
ignores.
Jim ignores. Yes. So
Good
there is a
answer.
team. There is a ground rule. Okay. One team member has decided not to agree to it. Mm-hmm.
A, bring up the issue at the next retrospective to allow the team to enforce peer pressure on Jim. Okay. Privately meet with Jim to discuss the impact of his behavior on team trust, and the importance of adhering to the agreed upon team charter. C, change the ground rule to 48 hours to make it more realistic for senior staff. D, assign a junior developer to do all of Jim's code reviews to unblock the flow. Answer D. I mean, D is not an answer for sure. It's
Mm-hmm.
like passing on Jim's work to junior developer,
Right.
not the solution. Change the ground rule to 48 hours and doesn't solve my purpose of reviewing it within 24 hours. Also, it will get my work delayed if I do it 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
B, privately meet. B seems a good answer because we are making him understand about what is expected out of him from the team charter, which is common for every team member,
Mm-hmm.
and all need to follow that. A, bring up the issue at the next letter. No, it's kind of escalation or building up pressure by the team instead of the PM just talking to the person directly.
And isn't A appearing more like a public name and shame?
Yes,
Okay. And what do we do in retrospectives normally? Let's talk about that for a minute. What do we do in retrospectives?
in retrospectives, we basically
Hmm.
the like the Scrum Master arranges this call. All
Hmm.
the team members bring up 2 3 points like what were we doing yesterday and where are we on that? What are we going to do today? And sorry, I'm mixing two things. No, retrospective is basically what went wrong in all the throughout the journey of the project.
Hmm.
That is retrospective, and how can we make it better so that we don't repeat it again and we take care of these minute things going forward.
So now, by that retrospective explanation that you gave, you have two choices. Okay. And retrospectives don't happen daily. Yes, you can call in for a sudden retrospective or something, but that's very rare. Normally, after the end of the sprint only, you'll do a retrospective. Okay, now you got two choices, right? Either to resolve the issue now or to delay it. So what would you normally do? Would you prefer to resolve the issue now or would you prefer to delay the resolution?
We do it right now.
Exactly. So
Yes,
with that in mind, when we look through the answers, okay, our answer is very simple. Our answer is B. Okay. So yes, retrospective is important to talk about what went good, what did not go good, and all those things. That is important. But in this case, okay, waiting till the retrospective will happen will further frustrate the team.
right,
Okay, so we need to resolve this immediately. Okay, because the team is frustrated and afraid as well.
right, right.
Okay, so you got this? So just
Yes,
because you saw retrospective, and one of the thought process used that people who are extremely close to agile, they will think that okay, fine, let's discuss this in the retrospective. No, let's discuss this now. Individual discussion in this case. Okay, cool.
had this answer been
Hmm.
privately meet, or else discuss with Jim in a retrospective meet.
Once
He
again,
will,
that's exactly the same thing here as well, right?
yeah,
Why would you publicly name and shame an individual's behavior? As a Scrum Master, okay, I understand we spoke about PM over here. Okay, as a PM, as a Scrum Master, okay, your immediate responsibility is to ensure that you remove any kind of challenges that are happening.
impediments. Yes,
Okay, waiting till the retrospective is absolutely the wrong thing to do.
correct.
Okay, yes, retrospectives are required. Okay, this could also feature in the retrospective. Okay, that setting the ground rules, reminding those, revising the ground rules, that might also be an outcome of the retrospective. Definitely, it can be. But is that what we are trying to resolve here? No. Okay, we want the issue to get resolved immediately. Okay, so don't get fooled by the term retrospective. Got it? Okay.
Yes,
So yes, you chose the right answer, but I wanted you to kind of pay attention over here. Why A was incorrect? Okay, delays resolution.
yes.
Okay, cool, perfect. 15.
You're the Scrum Master for a new agile team.
Hmm.
The product owner (PO) is a former project manager who keeps trying to assign tasks to developers during the daily Scrum and asks for detailed Gantt charts. The team is annoyed. How should you mentor the product owner? He's a former project manager. Okay.
Doesn't matter whether he's a farmer or not. Okay, as simple as that. You're a Scrum Master, there's a PO. PO is directly reaching out to the developers for asking different things. Okay, and the team is annoyed. What
Take
history? he has
So,
with the team completely irrelevant. Yeah, go ahead. Mhm.
okay. A, publicly correct the PO during the daily scrum to protect the team from micromanagement. Schedule a regular one-on-one sessions to explain the difference between output, that is charts, and outcome value, and guide them on how to manage the backlog effectively. Okay. Ask the sponsor to replace the PO with someone who has agile certification. Ignore the behavior as long as the team continues to deliver value. We cannot ignore for sure. Since he's a product owner, he has that say, but in a correct manner. C, ask the sponsor to replace the PO, not an answer, not a good solution. Schedule regular one-on-one sessions to explain the difference between output and outcome. Okay, he since he's continuously asking them for detailed Gantt charts, publicly correct the PO during the daily scrum to protect the team from micromanagement. This is the kind of shielding the team, which is good, but again, first it should be always one-on-one, like in private session. But when I read answer B, schedule regular one-on-one session to explain the difference between output and outcome. Here the output and guide them on how to manage the backlog effectively. Okay, this kind of PM is taking efforts to explain to the project manager or the product owner that you if you have any request, just put it back in your backlog. After that, prioritize that, and the team will accordingly pick it up. So B is an answer.
Yes, you got the right answer, but I need you to kind of think a bit deeper around it. Okay. So you got the right answer. That's absolutely fine. But let's think about what's been asked here. Okay. So simple as it may be, right? PO, okay, is asking for detailed Gantt charts. Okay, this is an agile project. PO is asking for a detailed Gantt charts. Okay, and team is annoyed. Simple as that it could be. Now,
Yes.
why do you need Gantt charts? You need Gantt charts to basically understand the progress, right? So,
Right.
Gantt chart is the output over here, right? Okay. With Agile, what are you normally doing? You are giving value. You understanding the difference? So, Gantt chart is basically just talking about the outputs. With Agile, you are getting the value. So, over here, by scheduling these regular sessions, okay, you're bringing the project manager up to speed. Okay,
Hmm.
and with this, you're also kind of helping the project manager to manage the backlog effectively. Okay, because this guy comes from a traditional project management background, he doesn't understand agile.
Hmm.
So you're helping bridge that up. You're telling them, yes, in Gantt chart, you're more focused on the output. Absolutely fine. We get your point. Okay, but agile focus on the outcome, which is the
Value.
value.
Understood.
Okay, so
Yes.
please don't keep on asking Gantt charts. We will give you values and we'll let me also explain how the backlog can be managed effectively. That's the role over here. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
hope this kind of puts that mindset in your with you as to why this question is this way. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. And let's look through the correct answer. Yes. Mentoring, training, guiding, all these things would mostly be the right answers. Okay, let's move on to question 16.
During a high stress release window, a team member, Alex, snaps and yells at a colleague. You
Sorry,
always,
sorry, just one second.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, go ahead.
You always break the build. You are incompetent. The room freezes. As a project manager, applying emotional intelligence, what is your immediate response?
This is where your the team management kind of comes into play. Okay, so go
Okay.
ahead. Hmm.
So answer A. Immediately remove Alex from the room and start disciplinary procedures for workplace harassment. Calmly intervene to pause the meeting. Acknowledge the high stress environment and call for a 15-minute break to allow everyone to self regulate. Defend the colleague by listing their successes to correct Alex's false statement. Ignore the outburst to avoid embarrassing Alex further and continue the meeting. No, we cannot continue with the meeting. Uh, no, D not a solution for now.
Hmm.
Ignore the outburst. Defend the colleague by listing their recent successes to correct. No, I'm just covering up for what has just gone wrong. C, not an answer.
And C will also lead into more arguments, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
B, calmly intervene to pause the meeting, acknowledge the high stress environment, and call for 15-minute break. I think this will be a good answer in this particular scenario,
Hmm.
since both the team members are not, in the right state of mind to discuss. So kind of, it's like a giving a break from the kind of discussion which you have.
And workplace harassment, not the right thing at this juncture, right?
Immediately remove Alex from the room and start discussing. No,
Okay, perfect. That's absolutely right. As simple as that.
second.
De-escalating the situation, getting everyone to cool down, and then getting them to focus is the project manager's job.
Yes.
Okay, cool, perfect. Let's move on to the next question. Hmm.
An agile team in a medical device company is blocked. So the compliance officer insists on reviewing every user story document before coding begins. Okay. Citing FDA regulations. The team argues that is a waterfall. That is waterfall and refuses. Velocity has dropped to zero. What do you do? An agile team in a medical device company is blocked. The compliance officer insists on reviewing every user story before coding begins. The team argues this is waterfall and refuses velocity has dropped. Okay. Answer A is support the team and tell the compliance officer they must wait until the sprint review to see the software. No. Switch to waterfall since it is a regulated industry. We cannot change in between. Like
No,
whatever we can.
we can. Yes, you can change methodologies. See, understand, right? Project management. Okay, if there are project management is a way of executing a project. Okay, so if you believe that a particular model of project management is going to deliver better results, you will switch to that model. Okay, so imagine this, right? In case of hybrid project management, has PMI ever said hybrid means 50-50, means
No.
50% traditional, 50% agile? They've never mentioned that. Okay, there is,
Correct.
you cannot define percentage as to what that hybrid is going to really look like.
Correct.
Okay, so
Yes.
don't go with that assumption that, oh, switching to waterfall, no, we can never change it. No, not at all. If there is a demand for it, there is a situation wherein switching to waterfall will give us better results, and yes, we will switch to waterfall. Ultimately, we have to deliver the project, right? That's the key focus.
Okay. But the other day I read this. If you are initiating in a particular method,
Hmm.
you shouldn't change it. I mean, in midst of
So
the
let's.
project.
So here's the thing, right? Uh, let's not get confused with anyone's ad hoc statement about it. Everything
Okay.
has to be looked into a context. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
in this case, okay, Let's
Sorry.
continue with the question. Let's continue the question and we can come around. Mhm.
Okay. Facilitate a session to map the compliance requirements to a live process, identifying the minimum viable documentation that satisfy the regulation without stopping the flow. MVP is what we should go with.
Mhm.
Number one, the work is not stopping. Number two, we are developing that minimum product which is good enough to go live. After that, if there are any changes, yes, we can build up on that.
Okay. And what about D?
We ask the product owner to write all the documentation so the team can code. Product owner to write all documentation. He doesn't fit in this, I mean, in this particular scenario.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, when you're talking about project management, you would want to kind of tailor your environment, see how you can assess the situation. Okay, a compliance officer, he is not a junior person. He has FDA regulations that he needs to kind of abide by. Just because the team says that no, this is agile, we will not do any documentation. Doesn't work that way. Sorry. Okay, there are regulations on top of it, and that's why this response is there. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So question 18.
You need to appoint a new team lead. You are considering John, the best coder on the team, who solves complex bugs faster than anyone. However, John is introverted and dislikes meetings. You decide to promote John. What risk are you ignoring? Okay.
Yes, you will have some questions around theories, okay, which will also come in.
Okay. I haven't heard about the Peter principle. Not sure about this. The
Mm-hmm.
halo effect, would recollect. Herzberg's hygiene theory, hygiene factors. This theory was around, did it have, I don't recollect, Herzberg's hygiene factors. It's like getting a good salary on time, good
Mm-hmm.
workplace.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a risk though. McLennan's needs theory. I'm not clear about this part. I mean,
Okay.
very
So
clear.
I think let's let me bring you to the answer. Okay. And this is something you can obviously refer back. Okay. So what is happening over here is just because you believe John is a good coder, he'll be a good manager. Okay. That is what you are thinking. So you're going with the halo effect. Okay, this is called as a halo effect. You're saying that a person is good in one job, so he can do the other job also.
Okay.
Okay, that is what you're saying over here.
Okay.
Got it?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I would suggest that just have a look through all these theories once. Okay, and before you go for the exam. Okay,
Sure.
cool. 19.
You are close to a deadline. A key stakeholder asks you to report a project status of green on track, even though critical quality tests have failed, promising they will be fixed over the weekend. They cite political pressure to show progress. What do you do? Report green, but add a footnote about the tests in the appendix. Report red or amber based on the actual data, citing the PMI code of ethics regarding honesty and responsibility. Ask the team if they can fix it this weekend. If they say yes, report green. Report green to maintain political capital, then push the team to fix it. D, not an answer. We have to,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a legitimate way to go
Mm-hmm.
ahead with it. Ask the team if they can fix it in weekend. No, since we are giving out a project status, it could be either A or B.
Mm-hmm.
not C for the moment. Report green, but add a footnote. No, since the delivery has issues, it has to be amber or red, right?
Perfect.
B is the answer, citing the PMI code of ethics. So you have to be clear and transparent about it.
Perfect. Okay, and that's the right answer. That's the right answer. We have to be honest. As
Yes.
simple as that. Okay. And the last question for today. Sorry, I
In a,
think
fun-
I missed the I over here. Hmm.
in a functional organization, you have a project resource, Lisa, who's 50% allocated to your project and 50% to operations. Okay. However, she is missing project deadlines. She admits her function manager is giving her operational work that takes 80% of her time. What is the first thing you should do? Will the function manager to present the data on Lisa's allocation and negotiate a solution to honor the 50% agreement. Ask Lisa to work overtime to catch up on project tasks? No, you cannot do that. Escalate to the sponsor to demand function manager be reprimanded? No. Reduce Lisa's project scope to fit the 20% availability? No. So it's a 50-50% allocation. For answer is A.
Hmm.
We should first meet the function manager, kind of negotiate, you know, since she has work allocation of 50% each, she should be able to, meet up with those requirements.
Absolutely right. So we had an agreement to have this resource 50-50. Now suddenly the functional manager has shifted that. So you need to kind of meet up the functional manager and say that, can we please honor our agreement? And the reason you are saying that is by presenting the appropriate data. Okay. Reducing her project scope, escalating, asking her to work overtime. Okay, may happen in real life, but as per PMI we should not be doing it. Okay, cool.
Right.
So that brings
Yes.
us to the end of our discussions today. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Awesome. So so let me know now what how best I can kind of help you out. I think we've kind of covered a lot now. Okay, so tell me how best, what else assistance you need from my side.
So what I'll do now, I will focus on those practice questions.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever I'm going wrong and there is no clarification, I will come back to you with those set of questions only.
Okay, sure, we can do that.
Right.
We can do that.
So yeah.
Okay, just ensure
So
that you don't drop your rhythm. Okay, because you're obviously the holiday season around, right? It might so happen that rhythm and focus might go away. Just ensure that you're on it. Okay, cool,
okay,
awesome.
just one last thing,
Mm-hmm.
DG. If I focus to do this CSM certification, which is like 6-7 days in total, I guess it would take. Should I go with it in between?
You can go ahead in between. So see, understand, right? It is going to supplement what you are already doing in PMP for the
Right.
agile perspective. Okay, and I think the course is not 6-7 days. The course is 2 days, and at the end of the second day itself, they will. I don't recall, because I never did it. At the end of the second day itself, they will ask you to kind of sit for the exam, 30-40 questions. You finish it off then and there, and they'll give you the certificate. You are CSM certified. That's it. It's not as lengthy as what you have for PMP and other PMI certifications. So don't get too hung up on that. Okay,
Okay.
that's a
Sure.
requirement. Go for it. Cool.
Done. Done.
Okay, then take care. Bye.
Thank you so